All right. I feel like for me, it's been a minute since I've been back in the designer's chair, but it feels good to be back. And yeah, there's been a lot of life going on behind the scenes. And yeah, it's been real. So what I'm about to do is assemble these pieces together, and then we're going to photograph them and then put the backs on, let the backs dry, and then yeah, and then they'll be ready. And then I might try them on as well so that you guys can see them. But yeah, let's go ahead and for now get into assembling. So yeah, first of all, I definitely am realizing that I need new jump rings. So these are the connector pieces that allow me to connect the bottom part of the earring to the top of the earring so that it stays together. And you can see here I got a full set, right? But I really only use like this middle one because I feel like it's just right. It's not too big, not too small, but it's just right, and I am in need of more. So by God's grace, we're gonna get some more of those and we should be good to go. But I think I have enough for today, but I'll probably have to order some sooner rather than later because I do not want to run out of jump rings. So, but yeah, what's been going on lately? Man, it has been, I don't want to say that it's been a struggle, but your girl, the Lord has been faithful. Let's just say that. And I kind of want to I don't know. I feel like there are a lot of people just in life who are just going through, a lot of Christians, a lot of people. I feel like there's a lot going on in the world. And I'm usually not one of those people that, I don't really pay attention to what's going on in the world. And I still don't. I kind of live in my own bubble. But I feel like there's just a pressing. I feel like there's a pressing on the body of Christ. And so, and on one end, it's yeah, it can be difficult in some aspects. But at the same time, it's we're not alone. Jesus is with us. We have the Holy Spirit. Surely goodness and mercy shall follow us all the days of our life, and we will dwell in the house of the Lord forever. And so that's comforting. And it's also good to know, I think, sometimes that our brothers and sisters in Christ are going through it too, you know? But yeah, so if you're going through something, you're not alone. You're not the only one that is going through. But I'm really grateful that this morning I was able to create because, and I feel like the Lord honestly was telling me to, hey, pull out your supplies, go ahead and make some earrings, and you know, and go ahead and start. And I was just kind of why? To be honest, not really, but for me, and maybe this will be a testimony, but for me, it's just the shop just opened maybe a month or two ago, and so we're still picking up steam, we're still kind of moving and grooving, and I have some other businesses by God's grace that I could be working on. And that's not to say that working on earrings is not important, but since we're in the beginning stages of getting things back up and running and operational and all the stuff, I feel I didn't really feel like it was pressing right now. But that doesn't matter. I think that I really enjoy the creative process. I'm grateful that I get to create and have this as a source of income. I'm excited for the day that, you know, we'll have a bunch of orders and we get to serve people, and this be another way that we can serve people through sharing with them fun earrings. And you mean, you guys let me know, like, you know, I would love to chat with you guys in the comments about like what your favorite earrings are, what you like, what you don't like, and all of that fun stuff, because it really does help, you know, as a creator. Like, as you can see, there are a lot of steps to creating a single pair of earrings. Like, it's not just like, oh, you just put this together and then boom, you have earrings. There's a lot that goes into it. And when I'm designing earrings, it's like I'm not usually just making one earring. It's a batch of earrings. You know, at least sometimes 10, sometimes a little more. And so it's nice to know, like, because we're making, you know, multiple designs and multiple earrings, it's kind of nice to know, like, you know, what you guys' feedback is, what you like, and how we can, you know, partner with the Lord to make sure that all is well. Can we talk about something though, y'all? Like, oh my goodness, I'm looking at my nails right now, and I know this is completely out of left field, but I grew up where I grew up in a situation where it was like really bad if you had chipped nails, okay? Like, people would just say that it's bad that if you have chipped nails. Now, I did my nails maybe less than a week ago, maybe about a week ago, something like that. And my nails are chipped, and it's just like, you know, you're living life, you're washing dishes, you're doing your hair, you're creating earrings, like all these things, and so of course, you know, it chips. And, you know, I'm not the girl that wants to get like the D&D, the SNS, the gel. I've gotten those things before, but it's not really worth it to me. I feel like those things make your nails weak and they aren't really as healthy. And if you get them, that's fine, but it's not that serious for me, for me to get them, for me to get that. But now I'm an adult, and I was, you know, I've just naturally become accustomed to just thinking like, oh, chipped nails, that means this or that. But honestly, I was watching, well, there's a few things. There have been a few times where I have seen like grown women, adults who are like just living life and are so beautiful and are so poised and elegant, and their nails have been chipped. And I was like, oh, her nails are chipped, oh my God. And it gave me such relief, because I felt like I was such a I felt like I wasn't a woman enough because of my nails being chipped. And it's just like, no, like, if you're doing life, like, your nails are gonna get chipped, and guess what? You take that nail polish off and you do them over, you know? So anyway, I pray that sets somebody free, for the day, or forever, really. But yeah, but getting back to what I was talking about, yeah, I just think that Christians overall, I think that we have been experiencing the crushing, and I don't know if I can speak for every Christian, but that's just kind of what it feels like, you know. And it feels like that's what people can relate to, is the fact that, like, man, some things might be going on right now. And, you know, the Lord is faithful, and the Lord is going to get us through. And, you know, and that's just going to be that. Like, you know, like I said earlier, like, there's some other things that today I feel like logically would probably be more productive. It would probably be more beneficial, like efficient, if you will, or more adult-like for me to work on other things rather than earrings. Because to be honest with you guys, like, again, I love making earrings, but I'm like, okay, Lord, where are the people that are gonna place an order? You know? And by God's grace, we have people, and I don't want to complain. I hesitate to even share this. I want to be transparent, but I also hesitate to share this because I really do not want to be a complainer. I don't like being around people who complain, and I don't like to complain myself, because I always want to be in remembrance of the children of Israel who were in slavery in Egypt and escaped slavery after 400 years, and they, were walking around in the desert complaining, and it didn't even have to take that long for them to get to the promised land, where it would have been paradise, it would have been good for them. But because they complained so much, it took them 40 years to get there, and it didn't have to take that long. But it was a lot in part to their complaining. And so I don't want to be a complainer, right? I'm more than happy to be here and to create earrings and to show you guys the process and to show you guys the behind the scenes. But maybe if I can imagine my future self talking to myself right now, I think that I would share to myself, like, hey, you might not have as many orders as you want, or you might not have any orders. Like, to be completely transparent, we haven't gotten any orders yet. But you know what? Keep going. Like, keep showing up, keep sharing. Because it can be a little like, well, man, because I'll be honest, what I think about sometimes, I don't know if I should go down this rabbit hole. I'm gonna get in, then get out. But sometimes it can feel like, man, you have views, right? You see that people are watching your stuff and that they like it and so on and so forth. But it's just like, man, well, what made that one person not want to order? And it could be a myriad of things. People could be on their way to work as they're watching your content. They could be, there could be a lot of commotion going on in the background as they're watching your content. Or they could just say, you know what, maybe it's just not for them at this particular moment in season. But I believe by God's grace that there will be people who come across the shop and they'll say, oh my gosh, this is exactly what I was looking for. I'm so excited to pair these earrings with this outfit and this outfit and this outfit, and it's going to be so cute and all that. And I think it's going to be, I'm excited for those days, and I believe that those days are coming. So, in a nutshell, that's what I would probably say to my younger self, just hang in there, stay in there. God sees you. God sees, God knows, baby. And I feel like, not that I am an expert at God, right? Because who could be an expert at God? But God, I feel like sometimes you'll be doing things that don't make any sense. And you won't even know that you were supposed to be doing that exact thing until after the fact. So it could be that God is having me work on these earrings right now because something is about to completely shift, where there's going to be all of these people who are just like, oh my gosh, I want some earrings, right? So you just never know what the Lord is up to, but the Lord is always cooking. There's a man on Instagram, his name is Taylor Nardone, and he was like, the Lord is always cooking. And I think that's just such a beautiful, I feel like that's what I have needed in this season of the Lord is always working. Even though you sit here and you're just like, okay, what's happening? What's going on? What's changing? You might not like how the situation looks right now, and you're just sitting there okay, you try to do everything that you can do and you feel like nothing is changing. You literally are just sitting here and you feel like nothing is changing. But then you look outside and you start to look at the clouds and you're like, oh yeah, the entire earth is moving right now. And then I'm like, okay, for whatever reason, I kind of felt in this current season right now, where we're just kind of going through a valley and trying to get to the other side by God's grace. It's I think I need to shave some of these pieces down. But it's you might feel like nothing is working and nothing is happening, but you got to remember that the earth is still going round and round, because who? God told it to do so. And then one of the things that I believe has been blessing me is found in Ecclesiastes, where it says there's a time for everything. Because again, in this season, I've kind of felt like, man, is this going to last forever? How long is this going to last? When are we going to get to the next section? And quietly in my spirit, I felt like the Lord was saying, you know, nothing lasts forever. Like, nothing, everything can change. Like, or yeah, nothing lasts forever. Like, everything, you know, is going to change. And so I remember when, you know, sometimes when I'm driving some places and there's traffic and it feels like the traffic is thick, it feels like the traffic is heavy. I feel like one of the things that the Lord has given me is this phrase of like, okay, well, we can't sit here forever. Like, even though the traffic might be thick, we can't sit here forever. We're not going to sit here for the next 3 days. So let me just chill out and we will get through. And if we get through in less than a day, then I think that's a win, right? If we get through all of this traffic in less than a day, then I think that's a win. So yeah, I just want to encourage you on, like, you know, on that, if that's what you are needing by God's grace. And I would love to know, I'm kind of curious, like, what you guys do for work. Like, I'm just kind of curious to know, like, just in your life, like, you know, what kind of, not necessarily what kind of values you go through, but just on a day-to-day basis, like, what do you do for work? Like, what do you do in your day-to-day life? And what does life look like for you? I just kind of want to envision a little bit what that might look like. So leave a comment down below. Let me know what you do for work, how you live out your days and things like that. So, but yeah, I think that this is really good. I'm excited. I feel excited. I was really excited earlier that I could be creative and make some creative decisions. And, you know, and I think too, because the Lord asked me to do this, I feel like obedience is always a good thing. It always leads to good results. Even if it's, you know, even if it's not something that you can see immediately, or, you know, I mean, maybe it is. Maybe it is going to be something that immediately turns around. But obedience, you can never go wrong with obedience to God. Like, so I think we're in a good spot, y'all. I think we're fine. I'm fine. You're fine. It's all fine. Okay, so now here's where we're doing some like mixing and matching to see what's going to work. So again, we're about to do like one big photo shoot, and I think what I'll do maybe is I'll have these kind of be like the center, and then I want to fill in a lot of the gaps around it, but I don't want a pair of earrings to be too separate from each other. I kind of digging that. These babies in. Fun fact, I don't even know what the names of these earrings are until I am typing them in the computer. That's when I come up with the name for all of the earrings. So when you see me trying on earrings, I'm like, yeah, these babies are so cute. And that's just because I don't have a name for them. I made pink earrings today, and I think I already have these in my collection. I gotta check, but it doesn't necessarily go with anything, but I feel like I just want to put it somewhere. But I might just take it out and just do it separately. I think I'll put it in there for like maybe the first few like photos.
At night I hear the rhythm of the ocean as it breaks on the shore, and I think about all the things that I am grateful for.